Hi, and welcome to Healthy Living. My name is Cheryl McWilliams. I'm the host today. And with us is Dr. Timothy Howe, an internal medicine specialist at Parkview Adventist Medical Center. We also have a very special guest, Stephanie Homan. Stephanie is a dietitian at Parkview, and she works regularly with the patients there at Parkview with regards to their nutrition and their health from a nutritional perspective. And that's our topic today, is nutrition. We all know that we need to eat well. We've been told, our mama's told us, our grandma's told us, our doctors certainly tell us, eat well. But it's amazing how few of us truly understand what a good diet is. So I want to delve into that subject a little bit today. I want to start off with protein. It seems like we as Americans are just completely obsessed with protein. I feel a little tired today. I need some protein. Is that really true? Are we getting enough protein? Are we getting too much? Where are we with regards to that?
I think America's a little bit confused at how much protein we need to have. Most of us get well more than our needs. We don't need as much as we get, and about a half of gram per kilogram body weight. So if someone weighed 150 pounds, they need approximately 35, 40 grams a day. And that is so easy to get because protein is found in complex carbohydrates. It's found in, obviously, our meat sources, our dairy sources, and we all know that most of us overconsume those foods. And so it's simple to get enough protein into our diets, and certainly we overconsume protein. Protein doesn't necessarily increase our energy level any. Protein is stored by the body. If we get too much, we could excrete it from through our kidneys. If we get too much, we can store it as fat. So we certainly don't need that for energy. What we need for energy is complex carbohydrates. So it's a bit of a confusion right now. In the past, I would say 5 to 8 years, protein has become more and more recognized as that instant energy drink.
Right.
But it's kind of a false.
Okay, so these drinks, these powders and potions that folks are putting together to get their energy from their protein actually isn't really getting them energy at all. And what I heard you say is that we can take some of the protein and store it as fat, but a lot of it's actually excreted. What happens?
Right. You don't store protein. If you eat that protein and you don't need that protein that day, you excrete it or change it to sugar. You can change it to sugar, and then it can go from sugar to fat, but you don't store protein. So if you're eating protein you don't need, you're excreting that protein. And that raises a question, can we get too much protein? And the answer is yes, we can, because every time you have to excrete that protein, you place a load on your kidneys, number one, and number two, you also leach calcium out of your bone and move toward osteoporosis. So too much protein can be a bigger problem in our country than too little. You have a hard time eating a diet that's deficient in protein, even if you're a strict vegetarian, vegan, no meat, no milk, no eggs, no cheese,
no taste.
None of that, no taste, right? You know what they say, vegetarians may not live longer, but it seems like it because of what they eat. But even if you're on that strict a diet, you wouldn't have a problem as long as you ate some beans and some grains every week, because that's where you get that complete protein, all of the essential amino acids. You'll get those if you eat some legumes or beans and some grains. So even in a very restrictive diet, you'll get plenty of protein. It's something we should only worry about in the sense of I may be getting too much.
Interesting. I was fascinated to learn that there's protein in a baked potato.
There is.
I had no idea. Who would have thought that? You know, you think of your protein from meat and beans and nuts and that sort of thing.
Spinach is a high protein food. 40% of the calories in spinach are protein.
Interesting.
And you don't think of spinach as a high protein food, but it is. Now, there's not a lot in it, but there is some in spinach.
So it is possible to get too much protein, and what I think I heard you say, Stephanie, is that many Americans actually are getting too much. And if we get too much, it puts us at risk for a number of things, not the least of which is osteoporosis, which is rampant in this
Another
country.
thing that it puts you at risk for is problems with your kidneys. If you have normal kidney function, high protein intake is not a big problem for you. But if you're one of those people, and there are quite a few who have had high blood pressure for a long time, and your kidneys are just a little bit under in their ability to function and clean your blood, a high protein diet will cause a faster deterioration in your kidney function. So you want to be careful with that protein intake, particularly if you're a diabetic or if you have high blood pressure, because that can hasten the deterioration of kidney function.
Interesting. So what about these high protein diets that everyone seems to be going on? Everyone's trying to lose weight, it seems. Our waistlines are growing around our country. And many people are going on diets, number one. Number two, the diet of choice, it seems for many, is a high protein diet. What does that mean? What does that do?
Basically, when someone goes on a high protein diet, they're limiting their carbohydrate intake. And basically, what's happening is most diets only work because they're taking in too low calories and then they're burning, so they're going to lose weight no matter what. So a lot of times these diets are promoted because, oh, it's high protein, it's high fat, I can eat as much bacon as I want, I can eat as much hamburger as I want.
Right.
But basically, they're taking in, over time, they're taking in less calories than their body's burning. Not only that, but with the high protein diets, people are actually making ketones that can burn up calories that excrete through the kidneys, and like you said, can do a lot of damage to kidney function. And so the high protein diets are dangerous in that respect. They can cause a lot of troubles with the kidneys.
Interesting.
You actually lose weight a little bit faster on a high protein diet than you do on either a high fat diet, although they often go together, high fat and high protein, or a high carbohydrate diet. If you go on a low fat, high carbohydrate diet for weight loss, you're not going to lose weight as fast as you will on a high protein diet. But if you go out 1 year, 2 years, the people that have kept the weight off are those that are on the high carbohydrate, low fat diet. And those that have regained the weight are often, in fact more often, those that started out on the high protein diet. So a high protein diet is a good way to lose weight if all you're looking for is weight loss. But if you're looking for health, it's not the diet of choice.